Hello, and welcome to the Five-Star Conversations Scenic Route to Impact, Influence, and Income Quick Little Masterclass. My name is Michelle M. Trey Hollis, and I want to share with you how you can get out into the community wherever you live and you can find your people. Now, when I say your people, I mean the people that you want to do business with, the people that you want to do life with, which truly should be the same in many ways. Of course, we can't always have that, but this is about taking the scenic route. So what you're going to learn is you're going to learn about the six-step framework that's going to help you to bring an increase into your life. Look, my handwriting sucks. I can't be perfect at everything. All right. Okay. So, an increase is what we're looking for. You want to increase your impact, influence, and income. And this is, again, the scenic route. So you may be asking, why the scenic route? The scenic route because in this world of hustle culture, of hacks and shortcuts, that is not the best way to travel, folks, okay? What you really want to do is you want to take the long view. Take the long view. You want to zoom out and really approach your career and your business in a way that's going to be meaningful for you. So I am here in El Paso, Texas, and the reason that I can help you do this and learn how to do this is because, and even if you're a multidisciplinary person, and that means you're a person who enjoys a lot, you have a lot of interests, but even when you have a lot of interest, I would dare say, especially when you have a lot of interest, you get to get real clear about what you want to prioritize. And everything can't be a priority, right? However, what I found in the years when I moved back to El Paso in 2019, it's 2025 now, and I had to start all over when I moved back. I grew up here, but I left during high school. I went to Kentucky, so all the way across the nation, basically. And it was a culture shock, first of all, because here in El Paso, it's predominantly Hispanic because we're right across the border of Mexico. And so I moved to Kentucky, and that's where I flourished with my passions, which are music. That's where I started my professional career. That's where I started my sales career. That's really where I got I learned how to network. I got my first professional job there, which was being an employment consultant. An employment consultant is someone that supports people with disabilities and other barriers to employment to find sustainable jobs. Okay. And what I learned through that process is, first of all, that pretty much everyone has a disability. I mean, when you really look at when you look at life through that lens, you take a lot less personal. Okay. And so also, I want to let you know that this isn't going to be your average tactical conversation, because everything I do, and I believe that this is really the world that we're in right now, the lens is through a professional and personal development lens. Because really, whatever it is that you're growing, whatever it is you want to create in the world, or that you're creating now, and if you want it to be successful and to grow, you have to grow. So there's a lot of things that you want to let go of along the scenic route, and you want to kind of like Erykah Badu says, you want to leave your bags behind sometimes so that you can make space for new to come in, right? And so, so I was there. I was successful at my job, but I felt a dead end. What I didn't understand at that time, and I wish I did, because I was doing a lot of great things. I was in the tech community there in Kentucky. I was making music. Me and my band, we did the Miss Education to Lauryn Hill. It went crazy. Everybody loved it. I was successful at my job, but I felt stuck. I felt stuck because there was no upward motion in my job. What I didn't understand then was what the power of social media was going to turn out to be. This was in 2017. I simply did not understand that everything that I was doing was creating my personal brand. Ooh, look at that. I rhymed. I don't need to try. It just happens. What I didn't understand is that I was building my personal brand. Okay? If I would have only understood that, I would not have felt so stuck. And maybe I could have avoided the dark night of the soul journey that I ended up going on, which basically is like a spiritual way of saying midlife crisis. I did an early midlife crisis. Pretty much went there, did that. I don't have the t-shirt. I lost the t-shirt. I lost everything. Literally came back home without a car. I mean, I totaled a truck. I lost possession of my car. I mean, I lost everything. My Apple devices. So when I came back here to El Paso, I had nothing. And I did not have a professional network here. This was in 2019. Of course, what happened the next year? COVID. And so when that hit, I really had a chance to be still and really reflect on my life and start to do the inner healing work. It was a phenomenal time to be. It was the best time to be alive, and it was the worst time to be alive. I lost an uncle due to that horrible disease, so I don't take it lightly. And at the same time, I realized that moment in time also big time saved my life, because I also was addicted to drugs and alcohol. So thank God that is no longer the case. That has been a holy shift indeed. And I will share more about that as we go along. Not today, but make sure that you like, share, and subscribe so that you too can learn how you can go from that to where I am today. Today, I have a Grammy award-winning mentor right here in El Paso, Texas. Yes, I was able to find and attract someone who can help me on my musical path. That happened. That's just been recent. What I did through that was do the healing work. I learned more about social media. I began to connect with people here in El Paso. I started looking up different events, different organizations, and I started connecting in. Now, mind you, throughout this whole process, this has taken a long time. Again, another reason I call it the scenic route. Now, you may be jumping online, or you may be jumping on the highway to your destination and creating and building the life and business that you want. You can be just like the interstate, everybody gets on at different times. Everyone gets on the on-ramp at different times. So one thing that you don't want to do is compare where you are and where you're going to the car next to you. Why are you going to follow the car next to you? Stay in your own lane, because what you are creating is going to be different than what anybody else is. And that's the beauty of this life. And that's why you get to take the scenic route. Because when you start trying to follow other people, it doesn't matter how far you go if you're going in the wrong direction for your life. Okay. And so what I began to understand is, I began to understand that social media is how I'm going to meet people. So I did. That's the benefit of social media. The benefit of social media is connecting with people. I literally connected blindly. But through that, I found the networks that would bring me to my 2025 Grammy award-winning mentor right here in El Paso. And they just brought the Recording Academy here to El Paso last week, and I was able to attend that event and network. All of those things would not have been possible. I can absolutely guarantee I have no idea how I would have met him and made those connections in that network if it wasn't for social media. Another local networking group that I reached out to, I would say in 2020, 2021, was the League of Business. And that's how I met Arlette Morales, who is she's a mover and a shaker and a 2025 Spark Award, a BBB, Better Business Bureau Spark Award winning club and a publication. I met her then And it wouldn't be till about probably a year later till I actually met her in person, but we have become very close. I absolutely adore her. She's a genuine person, and I love the club that she has built, and I am now a member of that club. It took me time, and that's again, I'm going to go back to the SCENAC route. I have attended a lot of events here. I didn't just try to fit in wherever I went. You have to find, it's important for you to be in alignment with your assignment. So I also on social media, which social media is LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and a variety of others. For the purposes of this conversation, these are the ones that I will be focusing on mainly for now, but there's so many. But I went to LinkedIn, and for about a year or so, I got plugged in to the sales and marketing influencers on LinkedIn. And I grew on LinkedIn to I'm almost at 5,000 connections and followers, 5,000 followers on LinkedIn. Why? Because I used social media right from my home, didn't know anyone, and I went on there to learn. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this. I'm going to break these down in my school community that I have. It's an online community, and this coming Sunday, you can join us, and I'm going to break down a little bit more about social media. That's the ones that I'm going to focus on this coming Saturday. I'm sorry, I think I said Sunday. This coming Saturday, and I believe it's 11/22/25. I'm going to really break down. It's just for an hour, 60 minutes. It's going to be at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I'm going to break down the social media piece to this because this is critical. Again, I didn't know anyone professionally here, and now I have a strong network, and it's all because of building trust on social media and connections. Okay. So you might be wondering, what's the C for? So the S is for super and the U is for unique. Now, I don't know if any of my older heads, but that was a song called Supersonic from back in the day. Supersonic. But anyways, so C. The C is for community. Community and networking. Now, in my group, in my coaching group, we're going to break all of these down 1 month at a time. So every Saturday, we're going to talk about each one. Now, the event that's coming up this coming Saturday, November 12th, 2025, that is going to be a free event. I'm opening that up. And so please come through. I would love to have you. Okay. So make sure that you check out the links and register. But with community and I didn't mean to put networking. See, it's all right. You don't got to get everything perfect. That's another part about social media and why I'm showing you with this, because you have information that people need, and everything that got to be glossy and shiny. Like, just start teaching, just start sharing on social media. What I meant to write was community and volunteering. Another thing that I have done is I have connected with organizations to which I can volunteer for. And communities, I have looked in, there are so many communities. Wherever you live, typically you're going to have a lot. Even if you only have one or a few places a few different communities, clubs that you can connect with, or a few places to volunteer, do it. It is worth it. It gets you out there, especially for new. But even if you have a growing business, make sure that either you or one of your representatives, the marketing rep, is a member of the community and an engaged member of the community, which brings us to our next letter. So that's C. And this is engagement. And this is one of the most critical stops on the SCENAC route to impact, influence, and income. Why? Because you can have a social media page, and probably many of you might have one that you either use a lot or not very much. You can go to community events You can connect with volunteer and do volunteer work. But all of that is not going to mean so much if you don't know how to engage properly. And by engagement, what I mean is this is not a transactional experience. Growth in your personal development, professional development, or business development is not, and growing, building relationships is not transactional. Too many times you meet people that go to community events, that go to volunteering event, or, go to seek out volunteer opportunities. A lot of people post on social media and they never engage with anyone. That is a huge no-no. That is a big mistake. You want to make sure that when you're on social media, yes, you want to post, whether it's LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, but you also need to be in people's comments. I'm going to give you a nice gem right here. Another mistake that people make, they are in the comments of people that are their mutuals, or people that they look up to, people that already have a lot of followers. That's what a lot of times that's where people focus their commenting engagement opportunities. That's incorrect. You want to be engaging with people with accounts. You want to have a mix, okay? And again, I'm going to break it more down on Saturday, but you want to have a mix. Mix your engagement. And you want to be engaging with some of those influencers that you look up to, absolutely. But you also want to make sure that you're engaging with people that you believe that you can be of service to. So, in people that are in the areas that you serve. And look, there's plenty of people. A lot of people post a lot. Okay. This is why if you're a B2B company, you need to be on LinkedIn engaging with companies and brands that you would love to work with, okay, or provide a service for. You want to engage with those brands. Yes, you want to engage with other influencers. Yes, you want to engage with the people you know, but you want to intentionally engage with people who will love, who you can help. And that doesn't mean to be in their comments talking about how, your services, or it doesn't mean DMing them and being like, hey, I can help you. Unless you see a real need that you can help them with, then what you want to do, that's why we call it the SCENAC route, because you're building relationships. You're not there to just sell and push your products on people. That's going to turn people off. That's another reason why we go back to the long view. Another reason why I wrote this: commit wisely. You want to make sure that you are not overcommitting yourself in the discovery phase. Okay. And whether you just starting your business and your practice, because I particularly work with healthcare practices and providers and helping them to grow their network and their referral and provider network. So that's my focus. And I just came to that with certainty over the past year. That's because I was working for a home healthcare agency. How did I get that job? Somebody I knew, a great friend of mine, his family wanted me to help them in the community liaison role. Why? Because they saw me be consistent for years on social media. So all of this really works together. Okay. And so that's what I'm saying. It's a consistency thing. Now, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was still doing a lot of personal healing work. I needed to do personal development, emotional regulation, and emotional intelligence so that I could have the clarity to figure out what I want to do. And some of you may be in that boat. Others of you already have a brand, you already have a business, you already have a location, maybe you have several, and you want to optimize and maximize the potential of your locations. Of course you do. Why wouldn't you not? And even then, even more importantly, you want to be even more thoughtful about what you commit to because you're already running a business. You want to be very careful of what you invest for your marketing people to do, or your advert. You want to be intentional about where you want to focus your advertisements. You want to be very intentional about how your marketing and branding, what your brand voice is like, and where you engage. And I'm going to break all this stuff down. Every month, we're going to focus. We're going to have 3 Saturday sessions for 1 hour every Saturday. And every month, I'm going to be on a different subject. So ideally, you want to either you or your marketing person needs to be in the scenic route to impact, influence, and income a community on school, so that you all can take your time and we can work through these things together. The N stands for networking. You want to go to networking groups. There's so many networking groups. There's so many. Even here in little old El Paso, Texas, on the very western border of Texas and the border of Mexico and New Mexico. There's so many networking groups. Now one of the things that's the hardest to do, and this goes back to the professional development. Sometimes it's very hard to go to a networking group. You have a great time, but they ask you if you want to sign up right away. I say no. Do not sign up right away for any type of networking group. You need to go visit several. And again, not only do you need to go visit several, you need to have a criteria of what you're looking for in the networking group. You get to control where you go and what you do. And just because you enjoy a networking group doesn't mean it's going to give you the best return on your investment of time, energy, and money. Okay? These are all investments that you're making whenever you commit to any networking group. So, plus there's a ton of networking events too. And here's the deal. Great. A lot of networking events, fantastic. However, you want to make sure that you are going to the ones that is going to make the best sense for your business. Now, here's the paradox. Don't just go to networking groups for your business. Also, what are your personal curiosities? Sometimes we burn ourselves out because we don't learn how to make friends as adults who just are into our hobbies and things that we want to do. So you want to make sure that you at least pick one event that's not just a show. Shows are great, of course, but what do you like to do? Like, what are your personal hobbies? Or a personal goal that you would like to achieve. Like, let's say, like for me, for instance, this is great. Working out and being fit, because I got to be on the camera, is very important to me. Plus, I'm 44 years old, and I'm like, look, I ain't never gonna get no younger. And I know that if I put my mind to it, I can really get tight and right. But the thing about it is that I'm the type of person that I need a personal trainer. And I recently just got let go from my job because the market did what it did. Like, I'm still totally cool with everyone. It just was out of alignment, and just happens. But when you start building this kind of network, you don't freak out in those situations. You know what I'm saying? Because you are building a network and you are adding value to the lives of others all the time. So you know that you can create something new for yourself, okay? Or find another position. So I realized that, hey, I need to work out, but even though, and then I knew for sure, because I decided to go back to school to UTEP so I could connect in, which UTEP is University of Texas El Paso. I decided to go back there so I could connect into another network while I'm actually still also taking advantage of the Pay Dirt Promise, which gives households and individuals an opportunity to have their tuition paid for by the state. So I'm like, okay, while I'm on unemployment, figuring things out, absolutely, I'm going to go full time to school. It's just a no brainer. While I look for an aligned position, or while I create my own thing, which is what I've decided to do. So through my network, one of my friends said, hey, I saw her working out on her stories. Okay, see, I'm giving you little glimpses of how this all works. I saw her working out on her stories, and I'm like, and it said 5 a.m. I'm like, ooh, I need to do that, because like I learned how to get up at 5 a.m. and which is one of the many skills that I've learned how to do over the past few years since COVID, and just changing the way that I experience life, thank God. And I'm like, hey, I should come work out with you sometime. And then she basically let me know that she has a trainer, and her name is Jasmine, and she is she's online, and she does a Zoom class at 5 a.m. in the morning. And I met with her, and it was only $8 for now. I don't know how long this is going to last, but it was only $80 a month. And I'm like, I will spend $80 on junk food in 1 week if I don't do this. I know myself. You got to know thyself. You got to know. I'm going to put that on here because it's actually important. Because if you are chasing what other people determine as success, know thyself. If you are chasing what other people know as success, you will not be happy. You're going to burn out on that road, on the scenic route. We don't want to do that, right? And so I joined, and I attend every morning that she has a live class as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? And so that has helped me to continue to be vibrant and to have a community and to give my all during my workout, like I would not do if I was working out on my own accord. Okay. Okay. So that brings us to the A is for advertising. I spelled that wrong. Oh, I'm not going to. Advertising. We're going to do a double A because it's advertising and AI. AI is going to help you to clean your systems up. And you know what? I'm going to look, this is still getting worked out, okay? I'm going to also put assets. Because one thing I've noticed about a lot of companies that I've worked with, the small businesses, is that especially the brick and mortar businesses like restaurants or even like healthcare, they still do not have assets. They're not building assets. And that's a big mistake, especially if you have a marketing person or a PR person, etc. in your business. But actually either way, I mean, whether it's you or that person, I should say, because you want to be building assets. So if you have a marketing person, okay, or a business development agent, and they don't have a CRM, if they don't have, which is a customer relationship management system, if you don't have a way that you are able to track who is being spoken to, who's being connected with, what stage you are in the buying journey or in the referral journey, if you're a healthcare agency, if you don't have this, then when that person leaves, or God forbid something happened to them, everything that they know, every person, every connection that they have created, it's like you're going to have to keep starting all over again. Plus, if you decided to sell your business, having these lists and these connections and keeping in touch with them via a CRM, which we'll talk about down the line, that's how you are growing your value. And that is an actual financial asset. It are the connections that are being made. So I'm not going to go too far into that right now. And then last, it's just that fresh, cold outreach. And cold outreach can be phone calls. It can be stopping in and introducing yourself to your neighbors, or the neighbors, whether it be the neighbors by closer to where you live or where your business is. This is where you are going to pull all this together too. Because now, like for instance, now when I go do cold outreach and I introduce myself to people and I follow up with the email saying it was great to meet you, now I can what? Now I can let them know what my social media is. They can go on there and see that I've been consistent for years. Now I can let them know what communities I'm connected in with. Also, whenever I go to any community event or connect in with my other community, I'm connecting them in with my social media as well. Also, if I go to cold outreach and I meet somebody new at a location and I say, hey, is there anything that like I could help you with in the meantime? Are there any professionals you need connections with or that could help you? They ask me, because I built all this social capital, I can actually have and because I'm a part of the League of Business, and because I'm a part of Progress 321 and all these different, and because I am a part of Tech Frontier, because I have been connected with Pioneers 21, because I'm connected in with the economic development division of my city, I can help connect people into resources and help everybody. It's a win-win. And it's a beautiful thing. And it really is an empowering place to be. That's the kind of opportunity that you want to create, especially for whoever it is that's doing business development and sales and marketing for you. Whether that's you or you have, whether it's you or whether you have an agent or you have a representative, you want them to be doing all of this. It looks like a lot, and it is, it is, but once you get a system going, it makes it so much easier. And then, again, while you're engaging online, you do cold outreach, you see a practice or you see a business that you want to do business for, let's say, or with, or let's say you have a restaurant and you have a representative go to the businesses around town, introduce themselves. Then you would then you give them your social media. You follow their social media, and what? You start engaging with them on their social media, and not like, hey, come to lunch. Just be like, oh, that's a beautiful dog, or, or, oh, your dog is so cute, or whatever, you know what I mean? And like genuinely though, because look, let me just say this. This is not about making a lot of money. Yes, of course you want to make money. This is about, especially if you have a brick and mortar business in El Paso, Texas, if you plan to grow your business from El Paso or in the your El Paso division or your borderland division, you are creating a community. You are immersing yourself in the community and adding value to our neighborhoods. That's the real work you're doing. Okay? And that's why you want to look at it from a scenic drive. I call it scenic drive because here in El Paso, we have scenic drive and then the Star in the Mountain. You want to take the long view. This isn't about being fast and the hacks and all of that, because you might get a customer, but if you don't build a relationship and you don't understand what their needs are, you don't understand what your clients really want and need, and you don't build that relationship, they're not going to come back. And the people that do intelligently advertise, use AI, build assets, and keep those conversations going, the people that genuinely and authentically engage, those are going to be the ones that build and build something to last. So that's it. I don't want to go too far. I just want to say that on Saturday, thank you so much for your time. On Saturday, November 22nd, 2025, at 9 a.m. and then 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. There's that. 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay, and I have a little surprise for you. So thank you for staying this long. Here's what's going to be fun. Oh, I didn't mean to. Oh, well. Okay. Here's what's going to be great. If you come on Saturday, I am going to, because I know you saw this was a lot, I am going to introduce you to a project management tool that I use. It's completely free for now. I mean, I haven't had to pay for it. I'm just a one-person operation, but I'm in school. I am co-chairing a major event with Progress 61 next year. I've had a lot of events. I'm supporting some other people with some marketing projects, and I would not be able. It is making it so much easier for me to do this with this project management tool that I'm going to introduce you to on Saturday. Again, it's completely free. I am not connected to them in any way. I don't get a commission or anything, but I'm going to share with you how you can use this tool and then it comes with on the desktop, but it also has an app, and this can really help you get more organized and be more intentional about how you organize your life. So I hope this helped. Again, my name is Michelle M. Trey Hollis with 5-Star Conversations. I'm so excited to see you this coming Saturday at 9 a.m. And I started this, by the way. One last thing. Hold on. I started this. I forgot you can still hear me. I started this years ago. Hold on, let me see. I started this years ago. I just found this because I was cleaning up my area and take the scenic route. It was called Scenic Route for Sustainable Sales Success. I started this years ago. This is, as you can see, if you're from here, it kind of looks, I don't know if this is actually Scenic Drive, but I started this years ago and I'm just now bringing it back. So I'm playing the long game. I know what I'm talking about, and I hope that you join me on Saturday. Peace.